2020 coming around in October, which is just months away from now. Uh, these are some ideas that would take the game to another level. My first idea is to bring the game back to the way WWE was in 2K14. And I'm taking you to this option here to show you what I'm talking about. WWE 2K14, you were able to go to Edit Superstar and give them allies and enemies. They, for some reasons that I don't understand, removed it as if it was a bad feature or something. Uh, the reason why this is needed is because when you play exhibition games with created superstars, for guys like me who don't really have too much time to put into universe mode, you want to play exhibition, but you still want sort of an experience that makes sense, right? So basically what happens is I'll play an exhibition game. The other day I had two created superstars wrestling and a 2012 version of Kane interfere in the match. Now interferences are dramatic, they're fun, they bring sort of this realistic element to the game as you're looking at the Mike Tyson I created. You can actually download him on I uploaded him for the WWE community. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Even when you have exhibition matches, you want the drama to make a little bit of sense, and the interferences are completely random and completely reasonless, which defeats the purpose. So if they bring that back, because in 2K14 you could have exhibition matches, or it didn't matter if it was exhibition or what type of universe or anything like that, and your enemies would attack you, or an ally of your opponent would interfere in a match. There's good logic behind that. Now that's missing. So you still have run-ins, but you just don't have run-ins that make any logical sense. Maybe they make sense if you use regular WWE superstars, but on exhibition mode with created superstars, they don't make any sense. So anyway, that's idea number one. Idea number two, when you're playing a match and you have a manager, they should add the feature where, just like in tag matches, how you can toggle between, it's either R3 or L3. You switch who you're controlling in tag matches. If they add this in manager mode, where you can switch between your wrestler and your manager, that would be incredible. You can create your own drama. Like, let's say my opponent puts his finisher on me, and I switch to the manager. I just jump in or something, do a move to the wrestler or something, or maybe even attack the referee. Even if it's a disqualification, it still has, it gives you more the ability to sort of create the match that you're looking for. And have more control over what's going on out there. That would be an incredible feature. Again, I have my doubts that they would do that, but I think they should consider it. I don't know if anyone's ever thought of that, but they really need to put that in. Now, my last idea that I wanted to mention is a very big idea that I really think they should definitely add to the game. It will improve the gameplay by a lot. And I'll tell you what it is. Now, I play this game. It's a fun game. It's exciting. I would never even think of ranting on this game like some people do. I will admit, I do not watch WWE or any other wrestling on television. I don't keep up with none of it. I just like playing the game, which is, some people might find that odd, but that's kind of just the way I am. But anyway, as you can see, I got the luchadors here that are based on Saints Row the Third game. But anyway, let's say I go to a superstar, right? And I select all the moves that I want from my superstar. Now, when it comes to counters bother me in this, because if you play 4 or 5 matches consecutively on this, one thing you'll notice is you'll still have good matches, but they'll constantly do the same exact counters to each other. And it makes the match look like it's getting old. It's bad enough you're repetitively doing the same moves, Now, they should have a way to select the way you have fighting style on here. As you can see, I'm at fighting style. You have airless, brawler, giant, powerhouse, showboat, striker. What if they made it where you select what type of counters your created wrestler does? Now, maybe they won't add this because they would have to give it to all the regular wrestlers and it might take way too long or something, but it would be worth it because let's say I create a wrestler and I'm not saying select every counter like you would select the moves, but just what type of counter is he? Is he an airless counter, a brawler counter, a giant? That would basically mean like if you're a giant, you counter with your weight or things like that. Airless would mean you flip over opponents when they slam you, as opposed to just pushing your weight and making them fall. As a giant, a brawler, you might do something dirty to counter it. A powerhouse, you might just outpower them and block the move altogether. A showboat, I don't know. Maybe you do something silly or something, showboat arrogantish. Striker, obviously, you would hit him, kick him, elbow him in the head while they're holding you in the air. Something of that nature. Technician, you would counter with some sort of, you basically know what you guys know what I'm getting at here. You get it, okay? So, and as you can see, airless is a list of 4. And I don't know if I would even bother to even go that far, but on a counter system, but it would give the match so much more variation. That way, when you have a match, maybe the two guys you're wrestling are countering moves, but they're not doing the same exact counters to each other. Because this game is a lot of fun. I still play it, but honestly, sometimes the matches look a little like they're getting old. I'm still enjoying the matches, but I think that would take it to another level, as well as the other features that I mentioned. And that's a gameplay based issue. I do think they should do something with that submission system, because I have never ever escaped a submission that's a finisher or signature other than the resiliency feature. If you don't have that, you're tapping. If it's a special or a signature, you are tapping. Like if you don't have resiliency, it's a guaranteed tap out. They should do something about that. You should have some chance to get out of that. Now maybe somebody else is gonna come to me and say that ain't true. I want to hear from that person, see if that's even true, because for some reason I just can't seem to escape any submission that is signature or finisher without resiliency. Now I think they patched that because resiliency wasn't on there at first when I first played the game. I was so glad when they fixed that. But anyway, those are the major ideas that I came up with that I feel like would take this game to another level. And I'm sure there's other things they can do too. Because you already know they're going to add wrestlers, they're going to add moves. That automatically makes the game better when you have more moves to choose from or different moves to choose from. Automatically, but you don't want the same stuff. My last idea, okay, is, I'm going to talk about Create a Wrestler. Create a Wrestler is excellent on here. It's an excellent feature. I've never seen another video game ever of any genre that has better create a character than this game has. Now, I'm not saying there's nothing like this. I haven't played every game, but I'm going to give you an example of just the only little thing that I would want them to do. And it's not really a must, but I do think it's kind of a big deal. Basically, it's size, right? They do give you a lot of options. They do well with that. Height, weight, all that stuff. You can have a really tiny, slim guy go against you can have a guy that looks like he weighs 110 pounds. Face a guy that looks like he's 500-600 pounds. They do give you, there's a lot of variation there, but here's the problem. If you look at guys like Viscera or Yokozuna, let's say I want to create somebody like that. Not necessarily those guys, but someone similar to that, okay? This is pretty much the max. Let me see. This is pretty much the max size that I can be on here. Now that's not exactly Yokozuna or Viscera, you know. You can't create a guy like that now. On the WWE community, they actually have those. Somebody created those individuals, and their faces look right, their costume, but they just look way too small. if they could just stretch the size out a little bit, make it so that you can have that body structure that they have, and that's really it. Because this creator Russell on here is excellent. Uh, it's better than anything else I've ever seen in any video game. So anyway, those are the ideas that I would like to see. I'm interested to see what they actually add, because I do want them to, make the game better as they have been doing, especially from 2K17 to 18. They made a huge jump. Somebody told me that it was the same. It's not the same. The graphics are better. The creative player mode is way more in depth. They added the edit match types, which they already had that in WWE 2K14, to be honest with you. So there was really no excuse for that not being in here. These are some of my created wrestlers. Obviously, I didn't create The Rock or Goldberg. Those are just costumes. And the same with Nia Jax. I tried to give her updated attire. But anyway, that's the end of this video. That's all I really wanted to get at. Thanks for watching, and leave comments below. Anything I said on here, if you disagree with it, go ahead and let me know. If you do agree with it, go ahead and talk about that as well.